No matter how much we strive to grasp or define it, evil remains an elusive and vague concept. Stoic philosophy urges us to comprehend human nature and approach all things with serenity. Yet, when it comes to recognizing evil, its presence often feels clearer than any explanation. A malicious individual may not openly display their true nature, but the harm and cruelty within them will reveal itself naturally. The moment you encounter evil, you'll sense it immediately. Your heart will know it before your mind can fully process it. Questions or attempts to justify it become futile in that instant. What's unsettling is that evil can emerge from the most unexpected corners. It doesn't merely hide in dark alleys or unfamiliar places. It's painful to realize that evil can reside in spaces we trust, schools, places of worship, or even the homes of those closest to us. Often cloaked in a normal, unassuming facade, its presence is hard to detect until it's too late. Describing evil isn't simple. Terms like immoral or cruel shift in meaning depending on who interprets them. But once evil realizes you've seen through its disguise, it reacts in predictable ways. In this video, we'll explore 7 signs that malicious individuals display when they know you've uncovered their true nature. Drawing from Stoic philosophy, we'll examine these behaviors to help you prepare mentally and face them with resolve and calmness. Let's begin with the first sign. Sign number 1. They craft a new reputation. Have you ever met someone whose actions made you think they're driven by something sinister? You might be mistaken to assume they're ruled by demons. In truth, humans can harbor far greater malice than we often imagine. Evil individuals are adept at concealing their true selves, sometimes for years, before their deceit becomes apparent. Don't blame yourself for not seeing it sooner. These people are masters of manipulation. They exploit others without hesitation, hoarding what they desire and leaving those around them broken and confused. Such individuals are more than just bad people. They embody cruelty and deception. You may encounter them and initially see them as merely flawed, but their cunning goes deeper. They don't rely on simple tricks. They skillfully control how others perceive them. When they realize you've seen their true nature, they don't admit fault or confront the truth. Instead, they work to reshape how you view them. Reputations and social perception hold immense power, and they know it. Their first move is to rebuild their image in a more polished, convincing way. Picture someone in your community with a tarnished reputation, known for hurting others. Once they sense you've uncovered their reality, they don't shy away. Instead, they approach you with a fresh narrative. They might deny the past entirely, blaming others or circumstances, weaving a complex tale that's hard to untangle. It's as if they're performing in a carefully staged play, casting themselves as the misunderstood soul, deserving of sympathy and forgiveness. Marcus Aurelius, a revered Stoic philosopher, once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Evil individuals understand that by altering your thoughts about them, they can influence not only how you treat them, but also how you perceive the truth. This effort to reshape their reputation is a tactic to dodge accountability and maintain their harmful influence undetected. Consider a workplace example. You might know a colleague notorious for cheating or backstabbing. When they realize you've seen through their facade, their approach shifts. They may start sharing stories of personal struggles or claim they've transformed into a better person. This is a deception, a fragile mask designed to make you question your initial judgment. Their goal isn't just to salvage their image. They want you to believe you've misjudged them. When they present this new story, it's not truth, but a calculated move to sow confusion. Your confidence in their true nature begins to waver, and before you know it, you might fall into their trap, believing a fabricated tale they've skillfully crafted. This confusion doesn't just cloud your judgment, it weakens your ability to resist their influence. Stoic philosophy advises maintaining clarity in such moments. Focus on the truth and don't let fleeting emotions sway you. When someone tries to reinvent their reputation, it's not a sign of genuine change, but a clever attempt to hide their malice and continue their manipulative games. Evil individuals also emit unsettling signals that leave you uneasy. Sometimes, their mere presence feels off, stirring a vague discomfort you can't quite pinpoint. Pay attention to this instinct, as it may be the next clue to the truth they're concealing. Sign number 2. They emit strange vibrations. Have you ever felt an inexplicable unease around someone? A sensation that something is simply not right? This is the second sign of malicious individuals. They project strange vibrations. Vibrations refer to the emotions, energy, and subtle cues we pick up from the world around us. Everything, including our bodies, carries energy. When we feel a particular emotion or sense, we're often absorbing unconscious frequencies from our interactions. Though this concept may seem abstract to some, scientific evidence supports the idea that energy and vibrations shape how we perceive our surroundings. These vibrations become especially noticeable in our relationships, particularly when dealing with those who harbor harmful intentions. Once malicious individuals realize you've seen through their true nature, their energy shifts, becoming more unsettling and pronounced. It's not just about their outward actions, but the inner discomfort they provoke. The negative vibrations they emit when they try to maintain control, invade your space, or create insecurity are palpable and hard to ignore. When someone knows you've uncovered their toxic behavior, their demeanor changes in subtle but calculated ways. You'll notice a shift in how their presence feels, less natural, more deliberate. These individuals may start making your life harder, especially if they hold a position of power over you, whether at work or in social circles. This strange vibration isn't merely a fleeting sense of unease. It's a signal that they're trying to create an environment where you feel controlled or threatened. You might find them overstepping boundaries, asking intrusive questions, monitoring your actions excessively, or invading your privacy without reason. This behavior stems from their inability to respect limits. When they sense their influence is at risk, they double down, going to great lengths to reassert dominance, regardless of how it affects you. In Stoic philosophy, this can be understood through the lens of mastering emotions and staying composed in challenging moments. The philosopher Epictetus once said, "People are not disturbed by things, but by the views they take of them." When you sense these strange vibrations, it's crucial not to let them infiltrate your mind or disrupt your calm. Recognize their actions as defensive tactics, rooted in their fear of losing control or being fully exposed. By maintaining mindfulness and serenity, you can avoid being pulled into their schemes. Instead, use this uneasy feeling as a tool to see the situation clearly and sidestep unnecessary conflict. Toxic individuals might push relentlessly to manipulate you, but you always hold the power to choose your response. Rather than reacting impulsively or feeling pressured, remember that wisdom and calmness are your greatest strengths. Ask yourself, are these negative vibrations truly affecting me, or are they merely testing my mental resilience? Malicious people may try to unsettle you, but you decide how to perceive and act in every moment. External events are just raw material for strengthening your inner self. Keeping your mind steady and undisturbed is the key to overcoming such challenges. In Stoic teachings, staying grounded allows you to rise above manipulation and maintain your peace. Have you ever felt these strange vibrations from someone, making you uneasy or your life more difficult? How did you handle those moments? Share your experiences in the comments below. And let's discuss how to preserve a calm mind when facing such trials. Sign number 3. They weave lies to hide past lies. A lie is like an intricate web, ensnaring the one who spins it. Each new falsehood adds another thread, building a complex structure that can trap even the deceiver. When malicious individuals realize you've uncovered their true nature, they don't seek to unravel their web of deceit. Instead, they spin more lies, hoping to obscure the truth entirely. Epictetus, a renowned Stoic philosopher, once said, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." Those who defend their lies become trapped in a cycle of ignorance and deception, unable to see the clarity of truth. In daily life, all lies are not uncommon. Research suggests the average person tells 1 or 2 lies each day, often harmless ones meant to spare feelings or maintain relationships. One study found that 59% of adults lie up to 5 times daily, with men tending to lie more frequently than women. Yet, not all lies are equal. Small lies, like avoiding criticism of someone's appearance, differ vastly from the serious deceptions that hide betrayals or significant secrets. What sets malicious individuals apart is the intent behind their lies. They deceive to shield themselves and conceal their wrongdoings. When their lies are exposed, these individuals don't confront the truth. Instead, they deny it, crafting new stories to justify their original falsehoods. This creates an endless loop, where each lie is a desperate attempt to protect something they know is indefensible. Such behavior reveals not only dishonesty, but also a fragile mentality, fearful of facing reality. Rather than admitting fault or seeking redemption, they choose the treacherous path of deceit, a betrayal of those who trusted them and ultimately of themselves. Deep down, they know each new lie pulls them further from the truth, sinking them deeper into a pit of deception. This erodes trust, making their betrayal harder to forgive. Malicious individuals can't break free. They're entangled in their own lies, with no escape but to face the truth, a step they refuse to take. Even when caught, they persist in lying, convinced that new falsehoods can salvage their facade. For them, breaking trust isn't a mistake, but a deliberate strategy to protect their interests, regardless of the harm caused. Discovering a loved one's deception, whether minor or grave, is painful because it shatters trust, which is difficult to rebuild. Malicious individuals show irresponsibility toward others' feelings, manipulating reality to suit their needs. They don't value truth as a principle, but see it as a tool to bend for their gain. This makes them inherently untrustworthy, and once trust is broken, restoring it becomes a daunting task. Stoic philosophy offers guidance here, We cannot control others' actions, but we can control our responses. When faced with those who lie to cover their lies, staying calm is essential. Their deceit reflects their weakness, not yours. By holding firm to the truth and maintaining composure, you avoid being drawn into their web of manipulation. Have you ever dealt with someone whose lies piled up, making you question your trust? Share your story in the comments below, and let's explore how to stay grounded in the face of such challenges. Sign number 4. They only appear when they want something. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher, wisely said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." This teaching reminds us that actions reveal character far more than words, especially when dealing with toxic individuals. One clear sign of their true nature emerges when they only show up with a purpose. Once you've seen through their facade, they stop pretending to be genuine allies and appear only when they stand to gain. Before you uncover their reality, these individuals may seem dependable, always present with care and concern when you need them. But once their darker side is exposed, their behavior shifts dramatically. They become opportunists, calculating what they can extract from you. They vanish when you need support, only to reappear when it serves their interests. This pattern shows they never truly invest in relationships. Their focus is solely on what they can take, with no regard for your feelings or needs. A common tactic is reappearing after you've overcome a challenge. Once you've picked yourself up from a tough situation, they return with excuses or apologies, hoping you'll forgive them easily. They exploit your kindness, expecting to resume the relationship as if nothing happened. If you resist, they fade away, only to return when they need something again. These individuals don't change. Their concern is not for you, but for what they can gain from the connection. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus provides a fitting example. As a teacher of self-control and patience, he attracted many students, including one who seemed devoted, frequently seeking guidance for personal struggles. Epictetus offered valuable advice, but when he faced a difficult moment and needed the student's support, the student disappeared. After Epictetus resolved the challenge alone, the student returned, offering excuses and acting as if nothing was amiss. With his Stoic wisdom, Epictetus saw through this behavior, recognizing the student's loyalty was tied to personal benefit, not genuine care. He refused to let such insincerity disturb his inner peace. This story teaches us to recognize when our kindness is being exploited. Stoic philosophy urges us not to let such individuals disrupt our mental well-being. They approach with calculated motives, not sincere hearts. A wise person sees this and guards their generosity. Instead of feeling hurt by their absence, view it as a chance to break free from toxic ties. Marcus Aurelius's advice holds true. Act with goodness, regardless of others' behavior, to preserve your peace and avoid their emotional games. When these individuals realize you've uncovered their nature, they'll appear less often. But don't feel anger or regret. Their absence is a gift, freeing you to nurture authentic relationships. No one can exploit your kindness forever if you protect yourself with clarity and wisdom. Focus on building connections that offer true support and growth, rather than forgiving those who only take. Have you met someone who only shows up when they need something? How did you handle it? Share your experiences in the comments, and let's discuss how to maintain inner peace in the face of such behavior. Sign number 5. They attempt to make you feel foolish. One of the most insidious tactics used by malicious individuals is to undermine others, making them feel inferior or foolish. Imagine confiding in someone close about a problem, only to hear, "Why didn't you see that coming?" Or, "How could you do something so obvious?" These remarks, though seemingly minor, weigh heavily, replacing the empathy you sought with shame. You blame yourself for missing something clear, and in that moment, they've succeeded, making you feel small, isolated, and foolish. This is a deliberate strategy. Malicious individuals belittle you to erode your confidence, making you easier to control and manipulate. Stoic philosophy teaches that actions should stem from reason and virtue. So those who intentionally harm others through mockery or mental abuse lack virtue and defy the Stoic ideal of living in harmony with nature. Their words create a cycle of self-doubt, where you question your understanding of relationships, life, or even yourself. These aren't casual insults, but calculated moves to weaken you. The most alarming part: when you start doubting yourself, you become more vulnerable. Exactly what they want. Feeling weak, you may seek validation from the very person who hurt you, giving them greater control. They don't value the relationship. They want you to remain under their influence, where they can continue manipulating you. This tactic isn't about care, but about power. How would a Stoic respond to such behavior? Stoicism emphasizes controlling our reactions, not letting others' words define our worth. When faced with attempts to make you feel foolish, a Stoic would pause and reflect. Why should I let unkind words diminish me? Instead of reacting with anger or pain, they'd view the situation rationally, like an observer detached from the emotional game. This calm demeanor becomes a powerful shield against toxic individuals. They may try to make you feel inadequate, but they only succeed if you accept their narrative. Stoicism reminds us to focus on what we can control: our thoughts and responses. Malicious individuals want you to lose composure, reacting emotionally, but a Stoic spirit remains unshaken. Their efforts to undermine you are not just punishment. They aim to sever you from your inner strength. When you feel inadequate, you're more likely to depend on them for approval. But this dependence steals your autonomy and true happiness. In the end, one of the subtlest tactics of malicious individuals, once they know you've seen their true nature, is to make you feel stupid. Yet, Stoic philosophy teaches that your worth lies not in others' opinions, but in how you face the world with clarity and self-respect. You cannot control their actions, but you can always control your reactions. That's the key to preserving your strength, even when others try to tear you down. Have you ever felt belittled by someone's words, questioning your own judgment? How did you reclaim your confidence? Share your thoughts in the comments, and let's explore how to stay resilient in the face of such tactics. Sign number 6. They pretend not to know their true nature. How do you spot someone hiding who they really are? This question matters because not everyone around us is transparent about their intentions. When malicious individuals are exposed, they often employ a cunning tactic, acting as if they're unaware of the harm they've caused. They play the role of the innocent, feigning surprise or naivety, as though their actions' consequences were a complete mystery to them. This is a hallmark of their deceitful nature. Stoic philosophy teaches that a person's character is revealed not just by their deeds, but by their reactions in challenging moments. Epictetus, A prominent Stoic thinker once said, "People are not disturbed by things, but by the views they take of them." Malicious individuals manipulate others' emotions and perceptions, turning their wrongs into a psychological game of deception. When confronted, they don't accept responsibility, but instead create a facade of ignorance, making you question your own experiences and feelings. For instance, they might ask with mock innocence, "Why didn't you tell me you were hurt?" shifting blame onto you, despite their clear role in causing pain. This tactic isn't just about avoiding accountability. It's a calculated move to distort the truth. Even if you've voiced your concerns multiple times, they'll repeat, "Why didn't you say something sooner?" This relentless denial diminishes your emotions, making you feel as though you're overreacting or wrongly judging them. Such behavior is deeply toxic and sophisticated. By pretending not to know their actions' impact, they aim to control your thoughts and emotions, sowing doubt about your right to hold them accountable. You may feel confused or angry, as they not only evade responsibility, but also try to erase the truth you've bravely confronted. This manipulation undermines your sense of self, making you question whether your pain is valid. Stoic philosophy also offers a powerful response to such tactics. While we cannot control others' deceit, we can control how we react. When someone denies their wrongs or acts oblivious, stay calm and hold fast to your sense of worth. Their refusal to face the truth reflects their fear of consequences, not a flaw in your perception. By maintaining clarity and self-control, you avoid being drawn into their web of distortion. Malicious individuals know that once you doubt yourself, they can act without fear of repercussions. Their denial is not just deceitful, it's a profound disrespect for your emotions and the truth. When they realize you've seen through them, they'll do everything to dodge accountability, twisting reality to leave you uncertain. Yet, Stoic wisdom reminds us to stand firm in our values and trust in what is right. Self-control and a steadfast spirit are your tools to overcome their challenges. Have you ever faced someone who pretended not to know the harm they caused, leaving you questioning your reality? How did you stay grounded? Share your story in the comments, and let's discuss how to maintain strength in the face of such manipulation. Sign number 7. They seek to manipulate you. Manipulation too is a subtle yet powerful tactic used by malicious individuals to control your actions and erode your independence. When someone manipulates you, they aim to dominate not just your decisions, but your thoughts and will. This intrusion isn't always overt. It often hides behind a mask of kindness or concern, making it harder to detect. Manipulators use emotional ploys to place you in a vulnerable position where they can more easily shape your behavior to serve their ends. Many manipulators possess keen emotional intelligence, a tool they wield not to foster healthy relationships, but as a weapon to exploit others. They identify your weaknesses, hidden fears, insecurities, or cherished goals, and use them to persuade you to surrender what matters most. This makes you increasingly dependent on them, often without realizing it. Their manipulation isn't always obvious. It can appear as supportive gestures, like listening attentively or showing deep concern for your struggles. Yet, if their intent isn't to help, but to gain something for themselves, these acts become a cunning form of control. Such help creates a sense of obligation, making you feel indebted and convincing you they're your only ally. This pulls you deeper into their influence, clouding your ability to see their true motives. To counter this, setting firm boundaries is essential. Boundaries protect your values and autonomy, ensuring no one oversteps your limits. Manipulators, with their sharp understanding of emotions, will try to bend these boundaries, convincing you that small concessions are harmless or that you need them for security or happiness. Stoic philosophy, however, teaches that true happiness comes from within, not from external influences. Allowing manipulation means surrendering your freedom and handing over control of your life, something a Stoic would never accept, as it contradicts the principle of living independently. A common tactic is fostering dependence. Manipulators may convince you that you can't solve problems alone, that only they understand or can assist you. But this is a trap. Once you rely on them, your confidence and decision-making erode, leaving you ensnared in their power game. Escaping isn't easy, but it's possible. Reaffirm your worth, hold fast to your boundaries, and refuse to let anyone cross them. You can't control their actions, but you can control your responses, and that is your greatest strength. Manipulators won't relent easily. They'll keep finding ways to maintain their grip, using every trick to make you doubt your abilities. Stay resolute. Stoic wisdom reminds us that no one can take your power unless you allow it. By standing firm, you reclaim your autonomy and protect your inner peace. We've explored 7 telltale behaviors of toxic individuals when they realize you've uncovered their true nature. These signs reveal their hidden intentions, helping you shield yourself from their negative influence. Stoic philosophy teaches that calmness and self-control are the keys to overcoming any challenge. No one can harm you if you safeguard your mind and patience. Toxic people will always try to manipulate or control you, but your true strength lies in refusing to let them disturb your inner peace. Before we wrap up, I'd love to hear your thoughts. How did you find this video's content? Rate it from 1 to 5. 1 for strongly disagree, 2 for disagree, 3 for neutral, 4 for agree, and 5 for strongly agree. If this video resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe to Stoic Pulse so you don't miss our next insights. Check out our latest videos, linked at the end of the screen. And let's continue this journey of Stoic wisdom together.